Breaking news this morning, President Trump's Middle East envoy Steve Witkoff making a rare trip to Gaza as the hunger crisis there escalates. Witkoff was joined by U.S. Ambassador to Israel Mike Huckabee visiting an aid distribution site in Rafah as the Trump administration works on a plan now to deliver more food to Palestinians. The UN says more than 1,300 Palestinians have been killed while seeking food just since the end of May. NBC's Matt Bradley joins us from Tel Aviv. Matt, what are we learning about this visit inside Gaza today, and why was this important to the Trump administration?
Yeah, well, according to the United Nations, you mentioned that statistic. They said that well more than 800 of those, well more than 1,300, were killed waiting in line at sites for the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation. This is a U.S. and Israeli-backed private organization that has been entrusted by the Israelis with providing aid to the Gazans. Now, this is exactly where Steve Witkoff and U.S. Ambassador to Israel Mike Huckabee were visiting today. Their mission was to evaluate the situation and report back to President Donald Trump, who has said that he is going to be increasing American involvement in the aid distribution process in the Gaza Strip. The president said earlier this week that he's already been given about $60 million to increase aid to the people of the Gaza Strip. This is significant because it really does show that the president has kind of shifted course when it comes to U.S. relations with Israel. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and senior officials here continue to insist that there is no famine in the Gaza Strip, even though we heard earlier this week from the main food security watchdog in the world saying that Gaza was enduring the, quote, worst case scenario of famine. And this is something that the world has come to really criticize. And that's why we're starting to see so many countries in the West, in Europe, in the G7, saying that they will recognize a Palestinian state unless Israel changes the situation in the Gaza Strip and moves towards peace there. Now, we can expect to hear more from Mike Huckabee and from Steve Witkoff probably in the coming hours. It sounds like they have already left Gaza. They were at that aid distribution site, one of 4 belonging to the GHF, in the southern part of the Gaza Strip around Rafah. So we can probably assume that President Trump will be speaking to them. This is what we heard from Caroline Leavitt last night, trying to determine just what the Gazan people need and how the U.S. is going to be intervening even more. The president even hinted earlier this week that he was going to be providing actual American-based aid distribution sites inside the Gaza Strip. Unclear whether or not he's referring to the extant GHF sites that are already there or whether there's going to be actual U.S. government or military positions distributing aid in the Gaza Strip. Either way you look at it, this marks a big shift in Washington's policy towards Israel, particularly with regard to the Trump administration. Remember, Anna, just a couple of weeks ago, it looked as though Benjamin Netanyahu and Donald Trump were best buds after President Trump had intervened at great political risk to himself into Netanyahu's war with Iran by bombing those Iranian nuclear sites. Now we're seeing the president kind of deviating, taking a different line. But this is a changing situation, of course, with this president. We never know what he's going to do next.
That's right, Matt Bradley. Thank you for that reporting. Let's bring in Michael Oren, former Israeli ambassador to the United States. Ambassador, thanks for taking the time. Today marks the second time now this special envoy, Witkoff, has visited Gaza this year. How important was this visit, and what kind of decision-making is the Trump administration faced with in this moment?
Good to be with you. It was a very significant visit indeed, because it comes, as your correspondent mentioned, at a time of rising international condemnation, criticism of Israel's policies in Gaza, claims that people are starving in Gaza. These are claims, as noted by your correspondent, have been rejected by the Israeli government and by the Gaza Health Foundation, which claims it has brought 100 million meals into Gaza. It's an operation that's bigger than the Berlin airlift in the early 1960s. So you have 2 versions of events here. But let's assume that there is a food situation, shortage situation that can be acute in Gaza, certainly parts of Gaza. And I think this is what the special envoy Witkoff and Ambassador Huckabee wanted to see firsthand. Now, the Israeli report saying that they came out very satisfied with the operations of the Gaza Health Foundation and are convinced that it's doing what it needs to do in order to relieve the food situation in Gaza, even in these very acute food situation pockets. I think the major takeaway from today actually is not about the food. It's about the negotiations. And here, yes, maybe there's some distance between the Israeli government and the American government on the issue of starvation, food in Gaza, but where they have come very close is on the objective of the negotiations. Now, over the course of really now almost 2 years, negotiations with Hamas have been over short-term ceasefires, 1 month, 2 months, and the release of a certain number of hostages, living hostages, not living hostages, and the release of Palestinian prisoners from Israeli jails. That has changed as of today. As of today, the Israeli and American position is no more limited ceasefires. They're going to go all out for a complete end of the war, the release of all the hostages, the demilitarization of the Gaza Strip, and the end of Hamas rule. And whatever that means, maybe the eviction of Hamas leaders from the Gaza Strip and taking away their weapons.
So the hunger crisis we've seen has now put a negative spotlight on Prime Minister Netanyahu, is shifting public sentiment away from Israel. When you look at the international community reaction, and yes, there's more food going in now, a couple hundred trucks a day. That's nowhere close to the hundreds that were going in earlier in the conflict and what's needed at a time when the hunger crisis is worse than ever. What is stopping Netanyahu from opening the floodgates on letting food aid?
Let's be clear about this. Let's be clear about this. The accusation that Israel is starving the Palestinians of Gaza began on October 9th, 2023, when the UN accused us of starving the Palestinian population. And the starvation accusation has been with Israel since the beginning. But that is not to in any way diminish the situation today. And I'm not a spokesman for the Israeli government. I've been in favor of flooding the Gaza Strip with aid since the beginning of this conflict in 2023.
So why not flood it with aid right now? We know what the pictures are showing us in terms of the starvation that is happening there. We've talked to people with aid groups who are helping in this process of trying to get the food to these people. We've talked to doctors who are treating people with malnutrition, and people are dying because of malnutrition.
Well, let me give you what the response was when I said this, okay? It was very unpopular at the time. I want you to know. I'd go on to Israeli television. I'd say we should be flooding Gaza with aid, and I'd be very criticized. It was among Israelis at the time, and to a large degree even today. We're at war with Gaza. Gaza was an independent state before 2023. And never in history has the United States certainly ever felt compelled to feed an enemy population. Didn't do it during World War II with the Japanese and the Germans. And that most of this aid was being stolen by Hamas. It was either used to feed Hamas terrorists, or Hamas was selling it back to the population at exorbitant prices and enriching itself through the process. So there were lots of compelling arguments against giving aid. My own argument was simply what is happening today, that if we did flood the Gaza Strip with aid, that eventually situation where we would have acute food shortages, that international pressure on Israel would mount. And ultimately, the IDF, our armed forces, would not have the space and time it needed to defeat Hamas, which is precisely what's happened. I don't relish the fact that I was right about this. I think the Israeli government understands this now and is doing actually much more to address the acute hunger, the food shortages in Gaza. I hope it's not too late or too little too late. Steve Witkoff came away, the special envoy, and Ambassador Huckabee came away convinced today, according to Israeli reports, that they believe that the Gaza Health Foundation is doing exactly what it should be doing in both providing aid to the Gaza population, but also denying Hamas the access to that food.